Global Health by Samin Salam.
and Zainvu. What is global health? There's actually been several advancements in global health that have aided in the fight against diseases and health problems. This in turn has caused life expectancy to increase. Even though the world becomes healthier, we face many challenges and hardships that affect global health. Some current challenges we face are non-communicable diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and dementia. These are diseases that have caused the majority of deaths in the world. Likewise, the funding system to treat these diseases lack international funding and cooperation. The two current donors are the US government and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. This means that the future of global health relies solely on these two funders and their interest. And we have pictures. Then versus now. Global health has changed drastically over the past century due to advancements in science and more funding. An example of this change can be seen when the H1N1 virus, or influenza pandemic, hit the world back in 1918 and 1919. It infected almost one-third of the world's population and killed 50 million to 100 million people. Back then, we didn't have enough funding or support from funders to create a vaccine quick enough to deal with the virus. With countries now knowing the importance of global health, they prioritize the development of treating infectious diseases like the H1N1 virus, the flu, smallpox, etc. Even though we have treated many infectious diseases, we still face with the challenges of new kinds of diseases. NCDs, non-communicable diseases, are one of the many diseases that have killed the inhabitants of this earth. For example, in 2015, 6 out of the top 7 causes of deaths were NCD related. NCDs are based on lifestyle factors and require long-term care and treatment, so most global health funding does not want to deal with this. And we have then, past pictures, and now.
Non-communicable diseases. These are diseases that do not transmit between people, and they account for 73% of the world's deaths. These include cancer, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and chronic respiratory diseases. 6 out of 7 of the top 7 causes of death are non-communicable. Heart disease are one of the three, and ischemic heart disease is the most common type. Dementia is another one of these three, with Alzheimer's being the most common type, and finally lung cancer is the last of the three, with the main forms of it being tracheal and bronchial. So what actually is dementia? Dementia is the loss of normal brain functions, including memory, language, and decision making. Lung cancer is the growth of tumors in the lungs and is the second most common cancer after skin cancer. And heart disease, specifically ischemic heart disease, is a disease that affects your arteries, which bring blood to the heart. These are some pictures. AIDS. Present day info. Present day, it is one of the most fatal communicable diseases currently in the world. More than 35 million people have died as a result of it, and is spread through blood and other bodily fluids, and it attacks the body's T cell. The first outbreak was in 1981 when 5 men died, and as a result, it was thought as a simple infection but was renamed to AIDS in 1982. By 1984, thousands of people had died, and the retrovirus causing it was finally isolated on the 4th of May. It was controlled in 1986 when Uganda started an AIDS control program and blood banks started testing blood supplies. By 1987, the first antiretroviral treatment was approved by the FDA. Since 1994, the world has been working together to treat it worldwide, and since then the Gates Foundation, United Nations Program, and PEPFAR have all been launched to help research and donate to the cause. Temporary treatments such as PrEP and other treatments have also been developed in this time. These are some pictures. Diabetes. Diabetes in Mexico has caused 80,000 deaths per year in Mexico alone. It has been declared a national emergency and is one of the top causes of death in Mexico. It is also estimated that 10.4% adults aged 20 or older in Mexico have diabetes, with most going undiagnosed. Some major causes, diabetes is one of the major causes of other health problems, such as kidney failure, blindness, heart attacks, strokes, etc. 463 million people are diagnosed with diabetes worldwide, and 9.3% of the global adult population are diabetics. It would cost $760 billion to treat diabetes. Here are some pictures. Obesity. Obesity is one of the leading health problems worldwide and in the US. It's a disease that involves excess amounts of body fat and is a medical problem that increases your chances of developing other diseases that worsen your mental health and reduce your overall quality of life. 38.9% of adults worldwide are overweight or obese, and 207 million teenagers are obese. This can be caused mainly by foods that are low in nutrients and high in fats and sugars, and it's also caused by a decrease in physical activity over a long period of time. It's also directly associated with some of the leading causes of death, such as diabetes, strokes, and some forms of cancer. Here's some pictures, and here's a chart.
COVID 19. COVID 19, or the coronavirus disease of 2019, is a newly discovered infectious disease that can cause anywhere from a common cold to severe respiratory illness. It is a new form of coronavirus that has not previously been seen in humans until 2019. It has infected over 160 million people around the world and killed over 3 million. COVID-19 contains many symptoms, including coughing, tiredness, fever, nausea, and etc. It can spread easily amongst people when in close contact with one another. People of old age, or people with severe medical complications such as pneumonia, heart problems, etc., have the risk of death if they catch the virus. It is also originated in bats. And here's some graphs and some pictures. Healthcare. Healthcare is a crucial aspect of global health, but the availability of such services are scarce in some countries. It is said that only half of the world's population can access it. To better improve health outcomes, we can simply make sure that people have access to healthcare. To expand the range of healthcare to all people, international organizations such as the UN, World Health Organizations, and the World Bank are wanting countries to adopt universal health coverage. Health coverage isn't a one-size-fits-all, but it's specific to which coverage of health care they're providing. There are 4 types of general categories that can group countries based off their levels of government and sectors' involvements. Number 1, universal coverage with single-payer system. Number 2, universal coverage with multi-payer system. Number 3, multi-payer system with no universal coverage. And number 4, no national healthcare infrastructure, like the US. And here's some pictures.
The plan to fight the next pandemic. The CDC, major universities, and the Department of Defense all have plans in place for any pandemics that are to surface anytime soon. These plans are an exercise of preparation for disease control and foreign policy for when an actual pandemic does surface. Each individual country also has protocols in place to avoid rapid spreading of the disease. However, it is ultimately up to the actions and infrastructure of each country to decide the course of any outbreak or pandemic.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.